And welcome. You are listening to and watching the Financial Survival Network. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. Well, this program you're about to hear about, I have been following it for months. I know for a fact it works, and it's really simple. What group, what profession out there has some of the most impressive trading profits out there? Think about that for a second. Well, I'll tell you who. Your Congress.
Well, thanks, Kerry. It's a pleasure to come talk to you in person. You and I were talking before the show about this, and you're experienced in the financial world, right? You've seen plenty of things to know BS from non BS, and even you were kind of surprised at some of the examples I was telling you about. The premise, like you said, is tracking insider activity. Yeah, and that's the big thing. This. There's no moral issue with this. It's 100% legal. All you're doing, what we're trying to do is level the playing field. If our public servants are going to do this, well, the very least, we should see what they're doing and have access to it. Now, the only difficult part about following these public servants is the lag time between when they make that trade
Right,
and when it's reported
disclosure.
publicly. Yeah. So there's something known as the Stock Act that made them start to have to disclose this stuff. They used to just do whatever they wanted. Now they have to report it, but they get 45 days to report it. So, if they buy middle of January, they don't have to report it till 1st of March, so there can be a lag time, but where we've had the most success, same idea, is tracking corporate insiders. So you think public servants know a lot. Well, imagine how well you could trade a company stock following the CEO, the chief financial officer, the board members, the vice presidents, their individual stock. And so the difference is they report almost immediately. They
Yeah.
get 48 hours. Most of them do it sooner because all they have to do is fill out this Form 4, which is I bought this many shares of our stock at this price, et cetera, file it with the SEC. Boom, they're off the hook for insider trading. They have no liability. They reported it. It's according to their plan. But we can see all these. So we've made a business over the last 6.5 years of this for thousands of members. All we do is track this stuff, and we're looking for obvious examples. Or, we're looking for, I'll give you a great example. We bought a stock or recommended our members buy a stock, ticker symbol CATX, back January 4th of this year. Okay, it's Perspective Therapeutics. Little biotech company, 30, 40 cents a share, totally off the radar. Now, you know what moves biotechs. It ain't earnings. It ain't sales. It's drug trial results, right? It's
Yeah.
clinical trials. It's all news driven.
Phase 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Bingo. That's it. So the only way you're going to get an edge in those kind of stocks, if you know how those trials are going. Is the drug showing promise? Is it going to get FDA approval? Because those stocks either go up 1,000% or they go to zero. They're lottery tickets if you don't know what
They
you're
get
doing.
bought out by Pfizer
Exactly.
and whomever, right?
Exactly. And so we had this one. We saw that's okay. One person's buying a few shares, two people are buying a few shares, but we had in like a 12-day window, I want to say 10 to 12 insider buys of the stock at the same time. So we had the chief financial officer buying. We had several board members buying, vice presidents buying, and mainly the chief medical officer at the company's buying. This guy puts in like half his annual salary into the stock at like 52-week highs in the middle of phase 2 drug trial studies. It's like you don't need a crystal ball to go, I bet things are going pretty good over there.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I mean, so anyway, if you look up the stock, it's up 320% since then in the last, 4 months. So those are the kind of opportunities. I call it opportunistic buying, right? But not just, oh, this guy buys every quarter, or oh, this, the CEO adds shares every year, or oh, he was just made CEO, so he's putting 100 grand in to show his faith in the company. But we're looking for stuff like, 5, 10 insiders buying all at once, suddenly out of nowhere. We're looking for stocks where insiders rarely buy, and now suddenly we got this huge cluster of buying. We're looking for, hey, the last 3 times this guy bought the stock, it was at the low or before some big announcement, so it looks like he's got a history of doing this. And over time, we've never had a losing year doing this. We've had, I think our worst year, and this is assuming 20% per stock based on our entries. I think our worst year was like 30%. Our best year is 300 or so. And we made money in
Sounds good to me.
2022, alongside. So They don't
Okay.
all work. Sometimes it's coincidence. Sometimes they're betting on some merger, some deal, and it falls apart. Sometimes it's just a bear market and it hammers everything. But we've seen stocks. We bought an energy stock in 2020. It went up 1,900% over the next 2 years. And
Wow.
you don't need a ton of those winners.
Yeah, you only need a few of them.
You know what I mean? So I tell people, I said, it's not bulletproof. Anybody tells you their strategy works 100% of the time, better run the other way because it's not going to happen. I don't care how you're doing it. You're going to occasionally lose 10%, 12%, 15%. Buffett's
Mhm.
lucky to get it right half the time.
Yeah.
But by kind of fishing from a stocked pond, so to speak, focusing on those stocks where the insiders are buying, it just greatly increases your odds of success.
All right. Well, hey, so how do we find out more about this? How do we connect with you on the web?
Yeah, so our website is tradersagency.com. Go to tradersagency.com, click there. We generally do a training event on this once a month or so, where we hold these kind of 1 hour online sessions, online, same format as this, 100% free to attend. And we just kind of walk through this and show people, hey, here's how it works. Here's what they're looking for. Here's where to find this information, the database, these are the markers of potentially good trade, these things you want to look out for, all that. So we do those. There should be details on the website. Click the link there, put in your email. We'll notify you about that. And we've seen it change a lot of people's lives, and we've seen a lot of people, they just don't look at stocks the same way after you find this or see this, what I consider to be kind of a loophole.
All right. Just tell us the name of the site again.
Yep. The website is tradersagency.com, TRADERS agency, AGENCY.com. Should see a box on there to put in your email, and we'll notify you the next time we do an event there.
Great. And there's a link to it in the show notes of this interview on financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Make sure you click it, get right through while you're there. Sign up for a free newsletter. Ross, I am going to be at your next webinar for sure, watching it, seeing how it's done. Appreciate you coming on. If you got any questions for Ross or myself, shoot me an email, kl@kerrylutz.com. Ross, been a pleasure. We'll definitely have you on again.
Thanks, Kerry. Good talking with you.